This is a warm welcome to our Viva Preparation training session series, in which we will be working through our 8 tasks advanced training course on the Viva Preparation, getting ready for the Viva. That consists of 8 tasks. In each of the week, we will be working through one of the tasks, starting this week with the introductory part. And the learning outcome of the training session series is hoped to be to provide you with a better understanding on what to expect in the Viva, how to prepare for it, and how to act once undergoing it. With this, we hope that specifically learning outcomes will be to gain a better understanding about what the Viva is, to be introduced to possible questions that will be raised through the Viva, to improve your thesis based on the lessons learned. So if you haven't submitted it thus far, you still can submit an improved version, and also to connect to others, so to jointly progress. Now, what is the Viva about? Basically, it's wanting to check, is it good enough? It's an acid test, and it's a pass or fail. So the pass might come in different shapes. It might be a direct pass, or there might be some correction that will be still required. And if you want to learn more about that, there are some webinars that we have available at our website on that matter. And it's about depth, not breadth. So you are expected to be an expert in a very confined and narrow sub-area of your field, and also to explain very well why are there boundaries and where are those located. And if something is going wrong through the Viva, it's very likely that it's not the Viva where it's going wrong, but that happened prior to submitting your thesis. So understand that the Viva is not to be feared as long as you are prepared well and as long as your thesis is up to the standards. And where do things go often wrong prior to submission? Well, there are 2 points. The one is no problem in place. This is research, and research works over research problems. So if your thesis is working over the solution end, then certainly this might be inconvenient in the Viva. Another common point is that there's a scarcity in those that are supervising, and of those, only a small number is really good in what they are doing. So understand where you are and which type of supervisor you got, and what resultingly will be the quality of your thesis. And there are also some communication basics that pre-Viva might be taken into account, which are the 2 minutes rule, no answer longer than that, and 1 answer, 1 sentence, 1 argument at a time. Likewise, double feedback loops is something that you might want to train and that you want to establish through the Viva examination process. Close each response with an inquiry like, did this answer your question? Was the concept of X clear to you? I realize that this might be oversimplified, so if you want further information on ABC, then please let me know. Double feedback is your friend, and it gives the examiner the option to continue the discussion and to choose. And also, please do not be opinionated. And get yourself out of the mud and resume if you understand you went off the road. Do not expect the examiner to get you out of the mud, but expect the examiner to be very helpful once you try to resume. Now, in task 1, we will focus on a general introduction to the thesis. There is a set of questions that can be expected for the start of a thesis, such as, what is your research about? And this can come in different questions, such as, summarize your thesis in this sentence, describe your thesis in brief, what is your overall argument, or summarize the context. So expect to prepare for this. Likewise, does the title represent the content? Might be a question raised. However, if that question is raised, this is certainly nothing that went wrong in the Viva. It's something as a result of what you have been submitting. So check prior to the Viva if the title represents the content. How did you decide to order your thesis? Well, did I decide that actually? As much as this course has a common structure, so does each of the theses. There will be an introduction, there will be a literature review, there will be a methodology section, there will be data, there will be analysis, and there will be conclusions. The question is over how much chapters is it spread and in which order, and why it is as it is. Why did you choose this topic? And is it about me or about the topic? Now, if you see that question, you might want to say what motivated you, but what the question is really about is the topic. So prepare also to explain why this topic, why is this problem, why is it timely? Why is this topic important and to whom is it relevant? This is something that you very likely discussed once you commenced your research. Now, at this point in time, can you tell if the initial answer still holds valid? So please go back, look on how you explained things initially and how things look today to you and what has changed in between then and now. What are the key findings? And what is the word key doing here? Key means within the boundaries of our research, or is key a sub-finding of the finding? So make sure you understand what is key and why it's key and what is key literature. What is original here? What are your contributions to knowledge? This is a tricky one. Given the human population and speed of development, how much novelty actually can there be in a given year or in a given thesis? It very likely will be very tiny, so be precise about the tiny problem and the tiny contribution that you in your research have been working out. And what justifies the thesis as a doctorate? This is a tricky one. And it might be left to the end of the Viva, and you might want to place a question back like, I hope that by the end of the Viva, we can look into this question more closely. At least at the end of the Viva, you can evaluate much better how you performed and what was the response of the examiners to your performance through the Viva and to the thesis that you submitted. Now, those are questions that can be expected in the introductory part of the Viva, and to which we would like to invite you to respond either in a recorded 45-minute oral presentation or as an alternative to the video recorded presentation. You might also want to articulate your response in written and submit it in a document file. Those that are submitting the assignment will receive some feedback from the tutor, next to potentially receiving feedback from their peers. With this, we are looking forward to a good 8 weeks of study ahead, and we will now go off the record and enter the group activity.